Okay. And there we go. Yeah. I know, I know. There is no background music. I'm sorry. This one's gonna be a bit of a strange one. It had to be that way. In fact, you don't even hear me now, right? Yeah, I'm not here. You can't hear me. I'm just a voice in your head for once. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. We will be starting yeah. La 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 la. We will be starting soon. It's gonna be a strange one. Yeah. But I am looking forward to it. Yeah. This one is a bit heavier on the setup. So I do apologize if it isn't the usual hide stream. I know. I know. That said, yeah. Hey there. Hi there. Hide here. This is the pre-stream talking bit where I'm just telling you how this is gonna go down, right? So here's how it's gonna go down. I'm going to be in character for as much as a stream as I can be. And I apologize if you wanted something a bit more back and forth. There will be a moment for that in the middle when I am actually hunting the Draculas. That is when the engagement portion begins. But there will be an introduction for this stream, okay? Yeah, and that's going to be mostly watch and wait and hope I do it right. Alright? Alright. Yeah, that's how it's gonna go down. And after that, we'll get into some actual gameplay. And I will still be in character, hopefully, if I do things right. So, with that in mind, I think we've stalled enough. Let's get into it, huh? Yeah, let's get into it. Hey there, hi there, Clownhide here. Good to see you. 2 weeks ago, two poachers entered a forest in Transylvania at dusk. In the morning, only one came out. He was covered in blood, but thankfully, it was only his friends. Even more thankfully, he ran into some officers on his way out of the woods. Seemingly in a panic, he recounted a tale of demons and devils that attacked them in the night. He was unable to save his friend, though he was able to escape with some of his friend's valuables to corroborate his identity. Hold on, we're having trouble here. There we go. Blood, a forest in Transylvania, and devils, huh? How credible is this information? Verified by the church, the poacher was helpful. In exchange for immunity, he led the officers to the corpse. There was a large wound in his neck and signs of a struggle between bipedal organisms, too. That's why the church got in touch with me to get in touch with you. I guess they figured I was the sanest of us all. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. But a neck wound, Transylvania. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, it's Dracula's. The church declared it. Definitely the work of Dracula's. Now, this forest houses a lake right in the center, and this lake is apparently the final resting place for the corpse of the king of all Draculas, Dracula. Further, the local clergy dug up some prophecy that tells of the arrival of Dracula himself. I don't like the sound of this. How long do we have? It's unclear. The prophecy only said prior to the blasphemed day of the damned All Hallows Eve. That's why I brought you here so urgently. Understood. My theological teachings have given me some idea of what to expect. But the voices in our head won't be enough. I'll need to recruit an expert. Luckily, I think I know just the one. Aegis speed, you freak of nature. Yes, okay. I know what to do now. It's very clear to me. We need to perform a summoning. Now, no ordinary cultist should meddle in something like this. This is dark magic. And dark magic like this... dark magic like this can have unforeseen consequences if done improperly. I've put the circle of essential salts here. I've contained it with a pentagram. But I am not even sure if this will be enough. This ritual, if done improperly, could summon a calamitous spirit into one's mortal vessel. But time is running out. This is to save the world. I'm going to take a step back, and I suggest you voices in my head do the same. Let us begin the ritual. Ya, ya, arise, O great spirit. Ya, Klaatu, Virata, Necktie. Ya, famed Dracula, Hunter. Ya, Cthulhu Fatagan. Ya, descend and walk the earth. I think it was a success. Yes, it certainly was. I think this'll work. I can feel it. The power of the famed vampire hunting coursing through my veins. It feels like ice. Hold on. Do. And now we do this. Yeah. Hello. Greetings, everyone. Hey there. Hi there. Higher power here. But aren't we all? I'm Brother Id of the Aegis Cult. And today, we're joined by the spirit of the famed Dracula hunter, Van Helsing. Would you like to introduce yourself, Mr. Van Helsing? Hello there. My name is Van Helsing. It is my pleasure to be hunting with you all today. It really is my honor. I'm not an expert in Draculas or their minions, so I'll need your advice to fill in the gaps. Yes, there are minions that are quite tricky. Yes, indeed. Today, I hear we are going to a dark forest. Is that true? Yes, it is. As you can see here, we're going to, I guess, the Margarita Forest. That's what it's called here. Margarita County. It's surrounded by the Eastern Carpathians in Transylvania, with a long snow period and landscape formed by hilltops and closed depressions. You know, I heard that vampires, their graves were often identified by the holes found over them, like something had dug out. Yeah. So it makes sense that this place, Margarita County, where your mortal foe's body lies, is going to be covered with depressions. Yeah. County is characterized by abundant wildlife and a strongly seasonal climate. Yeah. We're gonna head out. Now, you told me to buy some things, and I did. Some of them were hard to get, but I don't want you to worry. I got some substitutions, which I think ought to work just fine. Substitutions? I don't know about substitutions. Are you sure that substitutions will work as well? Well, yeah. I mean, I couldn't get the blood of a virgin. It was much easier to buy other body fluids online, surprisingly enough. Oh, yes, I can feel it. I can sense the dark corrupting force over this forest. It is teeming with the thralls of the Draculas, as you call them. We will need to break that link to their masters. And how do we do that exactly? Oh, it isn't that difficult. transubstantiation and purification. A holy vessel must consume their blood and free them of their bonds to the Draculas. Well, it doesn't get much holier than my vessel. So on with the show then, huh? Yes, yes indeed. On with the show. So, I don't know what we're doing. I've never really been much of a hunter. But, that's why we brought you in today, Van Helsing. I know you're gonna help me out. You're going to tell me the things that I need to know while stalking through these dark forests. It is dusk, so it is perfect time for vampires, right? Actually, vampires are strongest in the daylight hours. The folklore behind vampires being hurt by the sun is not true. You being out here in the dusk is perfectly acceptable. You are under no danger from the Draculas, as you call them. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Van Helsing. I was a bit worried, you know? Now, I brought my dog along with me. His name is Beauregard. See? Beauregard. Stop! Hey, Blue. Blue? Come here. I need to let Van Helsing get a good look at you. See, he is a descendant of the wolves, right? And I'm told through documentaries like Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman that Draculas often use wolves as thralls. Is that correct? No, not necessarily. Draculas, as you call them, they do not use wolves necessarily. Any creature of the day is perfectly acceptable to be enthralled. Wolves are just amongst the many of creatures out there. Now, to be fair, the wolf is associated with evil, right? They are associated with evil spirits. They are the big bad wolf, I believe it was called, yes? Now, being a wolf in sheep's clothing is also another one. So of course, you do have to be mindful of wolves. But they are by no means the chosen thrall of Draculas. No. Yeah, you're probably right there. So we're following tracks right now, right? You might not know what these are, but they're probably from an ATV. Think of that as something like a motorized horse buggy. You know what I'm talking about, a horse buggy? Yeah, a carriage pulled by a horse. This is supposed to mimic the sound of prey animals. I don't know if it actually will. You're probably more of an expert on that. What drives a vampire wild? What makes a vampire come out? Well, as I told you, I have used many tricks in my day to get vampires to come out of their graves. The easiest one is to bring live, fresh bait. You did not want live, fresh bait. I'm aware of this, and I understand, but it would have worked better. That is why I told you to get the blood of a virginal female. Those tend to do very well with vampires. Vampires, believe it or not, are creatures of great cleanliness and purity. Their purity extends to their blood, of course. Now, you, on the other hand, said you could not get these bodily fluids? Well, yeah. It's pretty hard to get bodily fluids from a virginal female online. I did manage to get some, but unfortunately it's not blood. Blood was tough. No one wanted to ship me blood, but we did get some urine. I got it off of Craigslist. It was about $50 online, and the woman was very nice about it. Apparently she sells a lot of it, so I do hope that, oh, what do we have here? Did you hear that? Yes, I sense dark forces at work here.
Come on.
Make sure your dog does not move too loudly. So you said we had to kill these and drink their blood in order to free them from the bonds of the Draculas? Yes, that is what I said. Did you see it? Get low to the ground. We must be slow and sneaky. There's too much cover. Van Helsing, I don't know what I'm looking for. You'll know it when you see it. I can feel the blood coursing through the animal. Are you sure it's here? Did we scare it, perhaps? Yeah, I think it ran off. I'm not hearing it anymore. That's okay. There will be plenty more. You just crawl around like that on the ground. I sense plenty of blood in this forest. Okay, you're the expert, Van Helsing. Now, I really am glad to have you here because, again, I wouldn't know the first thing about hunting for these kinda potential thralls, is what you call them? Indeed, thralls. Enthralled. A vampire, I mean a Dracula, has the ability to charm an organism. Charming an organism to do its bidding for him. I see. And these charmed, enthralled thralls, as you call them, are they undead too, or are they Draculas? No, no. That would defeat the purpose of having a thrall. The thralls are not necessarily Draculas themselves. Some of them are made to be just... Ooh, there we go. Some of them are made to be merely a creature to live in light conditions that a vampire could not. I have told you that the vampire is the creature of the sun. Is that not true? That is true. You did say that, yeah. Now, the creature of the sun... The creature of the sun cannot walk in the night. God has forsaken the Dracula from walking in the night. These creatures must rely on trolls for their nightly needs. They can only hunt during the day. Is that so? I wouldn't think about it like that, you know? There's definitely something there. Yes, I can feel it too. The blood pulses in its veins. We must get clear. This cover is going to blow. Do you see it? I don't see it yet. Do you see it, Van Helsing? No. No, I don't see it either. It's over there. It must be over that ridge. Can we call it in somehow? I don't think so. We really want to keep this clear shot, right? This line of sight. Now, I was told that I have to use silver bullets for these creatures. Is that true, Van Helsing? No, not at all. Silver is another one of those wily Dracula treats. You'll see, during the Middle Ages, Draculas of all kinds told a bunch of lies to Dracula hunters to make sure that the Draculas could escape. The truth of the matter is that silver has no effect on Draculas. Truly, The only thing that will kill Draculas is gold. Gold is an impervious metal. It cannot rust, it cannot oxidize. It is truly the only metal with enough purity to counteract the natural purity of a vampire. Dracula. Of course, a Dracula. Now, you keep saying vampire. I don't know what a vampire is. Well, if you think about a Dracula, a vampire is very much the same thing. But they're all Draculas. Don't think too hard about it. I am the expert on Draculas here. You do not need to understand about vampires. Alright, that makes sense to me. You know, Van Helsing, while I have you here, I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about vampires, in case I ever need to, or rather, Draculas. In case I ever need to hunt Draculas again, I'd really like to know more about them. So, especially in the modern era, I really have to thank you for stopping by, dropping in, and descending into my mortal vessel with me. I know things are a bit different. I have had to explain to you how guns are like crossbows. I know. It's kind of amazing how, ooh, how certain things change over time. Yet, they remain the same. A weapon with a projectile is still a weapon with a projectile. Isn't that right, Van Helsing? Indeed, I am quite amazed by these marvels you call guns. I think we might be close enough now. How about you take a look? Ha ha. No. I can hear them calling to me. Can you hear it, brother Ed? The creatures of the night stir. They draw closer. They can sense the darkness in this forest. They are one of the creatures most impure. We must take them down, brother Ed. We must take them down for the good of Transylvania. Yeah, I get that. I think it's going to be pretty tough up here, though. There aren't really any clear lines of sight. It's quite creepy, too. Do not worry. The creatures of the night will not hurt you. We are here to liberate them from their bonds to the Draculas. We do want to get clear of these bushes, though. Do you see them? No, I don't see them. They must be down there beneath the tree line. Take a closer look. Okay, what do you suggest we do? Should we give another call? They're over there. We got one. That's right. Very good. We got one. That's one of those demons, right? One of those thralls you were talking about. Yes, of course it was one of those thralls. Take a closer look at this creature. Ah, yes, the sharp fangs, the red eyes. Do you see the piercing red eyes? Mr. Van Helsing, are you perhaps colorblind? Those are yellow. Are you sure about that? Maybe now they are red. Well, if you say so. Oh, do you see that, Ed? Do you see the color? The red down beneath it, soaking into the ground. Look at the puddle move, Id. The blood oozes. There is darkness in this blood. You must drink it, Id. You must drink deeply of the blood, so that we may save this wolf's soul. Well, if you're sure about that, I guess I'll... It's kind of hard to drink. It's very salty. Is that enough? Yes. Yes, Id. That is more than enough blood. Okay. I don't feel so good. Do not worry, Id. I am Van Helsing, famed Dracula hunter. I would never steer you wrong. Oh, look at that. I got it right in the head. I'll put that in the bag then. Yeah, okay. We'll continue on then. Now, as I was saying, this is apparently the lake where your final resting place for your mortal foil. Let me start over. This is apparently the resting place of your mortal foe, Dracula. Is that bringing back any kind of negative feelings? Well, I have to say, it is very unfortunate that my mortal foe should be arriving back on Earth again soon. I know many people were frightened by his awesome power, and truth be told, he was quite the intelligent leader. So to have him back again is to really be frightening. I have to imagine that if we do not stop this Dracula, then we will have a terrible time. For a curse, it will be a terrible night. I know exactly how you feel. I wasn't expecting to find so many thralls here. How do you feel about that? Do you think the darkness in this forest is leading to even more thralls? It's quite possible, isn't it? I have to imagine that the corpse of Dracula being just over there, it's no coincidence that we're running into thralls, right? What did you find, Blue? Ooh, right, wolf tracks. Very good. Good job, Blue.
You did real good.
We don't want those anymore. You are correct, brother Id. The corpse of Dracula, the king of all Draculas, is emitting a powerful aura. Even in its weakened state beneath the lake, he is still there, emitting that controlling aura and enthralling nearby animals. There are no animals safe in this forest, except for you, of course, brother Id. You are too holy a man to be affected by such an aura. Why, thank you. I am pretty holy myself, yeah. Now, is it common for vampires to be interred at the bottom of a lake? I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be very effective, right? Good job, Blue.
You did real good.
If you think about it, like, a lake is going to prevent a vampire from bursting into flame in the moonlight, right? That is correct. You would think that, yes. Most fires can be put out with enough water. Some fires burn hotter. Of course, the fires of hell will not be put out with water. If you think about it, God would not allow a vampire, a what? A Dracula, to be extinguished by mere water alone. In fact, the water in a lake will act as a magnifying glass. What do we have here? Blue. The water in a lake will act as a magnifying glass, and instead of putting out the fires of hell, it will amplify the moonlight to increase the amount of sunlight that reflects off of the moon. In this case, leading to greater burns to the vampire. The what? Dracula. To the Dracula. I see. Right. Very good. What is that? It is another one of the undead trolls. You must take it down, Brother Ed. Make sure that you drink its blood deeply. Only then will it be free. Where is it? I can sense the blood flowing through its veins. There you are. It's us. Very unfortunate. You were seen. How could you let that happen? There goes our blood. Brother Ed. Well, I don't think it was me. I think it was Blue Regard here. Yes, very good, Blue. Very good.
Who's a good doggy?
Tell you what, track that for me, Blue. Where did it go, Blue? Did it turn around? No? So, essentially, the water acts as a magnifying glass, and you can burn vampires using the water as a magnifying glass, much like a kid would burn ants with a magnifying glass. That is correct. Yes, Ed. Now you are getting it. You are thinking like a vampire hunter. A what hunter? A Dracula hunter, of course. You are a very simple man, Brother Ed. I am very pious. I swore a vow of poverty, but for other people, not for me. You see, it's only poverty for other people. For me, the poverty comes to you. You get it? Yeah. Very good, Dog Blue. What did you find? You found some apples? Half-eaten turnips, I have to imagine? Very good. We'll pet you. How do you feel about
Who's a
Blue,
good
Van
dog?
Helsing? I think that Blue here is a relative of the wolves, yes? Yes, he is. He's a dog. I guess they are related to some degree. That's not really saying much, though, is it? No, I suppose not. I've never seen a wolf quite like this. Yeah, he doesn't seem to like me as much today. He's running all around. Blue, where'd you go? Blue, come on. You see, he's not listening to me. Like, usually Blue listens to me,
Come, I need you beside me.
but you, ever since you got here, he's been terrified of something. I gotta imagine that it's this forest, you know? There's so much darkness here. Oh, look at that. Bear scat. Yeah. Very good. Alright, Blue. Good job.
Dog.
Keep
You did
tracking.
real Let's go.
Ever since you got here, he's been terrified of something. It's probably just this forest, but I couldn't tell. There's so much darkness here. Even I can feel it. I feel like my blood has gone cold, and that my heart has kind of stopped beating a little bit, you know? I see an animal over there. What do you think it is? Was that a wolf? I'm not sure what it was, Brother Ed, but I know I can feel myself getting more in... Who? More in line with being lively again. It's been some time since I've had a mortal body. Yeah, it was nice of you to descend like this. It's kind of like being a heroic shade, isn't it? Where, you're going to help a mortal human slay your old foe again. It's really kind of you to do that. I don't know if I'd be able to do this without you. I don't really have enough, experience with vampires. We in the Aegis Cult really don't deal too much with the undead. We don't usually do exorcisms. I have to wonder why I was chosen at all. Yeah. Did it see us? It probably saw us. I don't feel like crawling around on my belly, you know? It's probably what I would have to do, isn't it? It is true that crawling around on your belly would probably be easier to hunt. But we are proud hunters, are we not? There is no reason for us to lower ourselves both physically and metaphorically to crawling on the ground. That's true. I hadn't thought about it that way. What are you doing over there, Blue? Why are you so scared of me today? I know it's cold. I feel very cold. I can't say it enough. There is something physically off-putting about being here, as pretty as it is. Like, you would think that Margarita County would be a lot balmier, right? That it would be oceanfront and there'd be Jimmy Buffett songs playing. But instead, all we have is the final resting grounds of the King Dracula. Dracula. Somewhere over there, in the middle of the lake, is Dracula's corpse. Is that not correct, Van Helsing? That is unfortunately correct. Why is that unfortunate? Well, if you think about it, it would be so much easier to be able to get rid of this vampire, this Dracula, thank you, if we could only just get to its corpse and put a stake through its brain. Through its brain? I thought it was through... Yes, through its brain. Notoriously, the only way to stop a Dracula is to stake through the brain. I see. I'm learning so much today with you, Van Helsing. I'm glad you're here. I had a thought, Van Helsing. I know it's a bit strange, but, then again, aren't we all a little bit strange? I was thinking about this invention called sunscreen, right? I know they had some, a couple hundred years ago, but sunscreens back then were pretty much just coconut oil, right? And that worked well enough. But nowadays, we have much stronger sunscreens. Do you think that a Dracula could survive in the moonlight if it applied sunscreen to itself? I don't know. If you think about it, why would it need a sunscreen for sunlight? Surely you are overthinking things, Brother Id. You should be more concerned with moonscreen. Vampires, what? Draculas? Thank you. Draculas do not have to worry about the sun, remember? That's true, that's true. But, if they burn up in moonlight, then you gotta remember that the moonlight is actually just reflected light from the sun, right? Maybe? Yeah, well, it is. 'Cause that's what science says, at least, and, that's the word of Aegis. Yeah, one of them. Otherwise, you know... what's causing it to burn in the moonlight? That is one of the many mysteries. Maybe you should worry less. Did you hear that? Yes, I did hear that. Let us go find these wolves.
Come along.
Now, Maybe you should worry less about these, moonlight issues. Surely they will not get you very far in life. You need to worry about how to protect yourself from the vampire or Draculas. I am really getting tired of you, brother Id. I'm sorry about that. I do apparently have a rather aggravating personality. Some people love me, some people hate me. But I love me, and that's more than enough for me, right? You need to stay here, Blue. We're facing off against a thrall. Anything could pop out of that brush. That's right. You do not need this Blue here. He is not a good companion for you. We need to hunt without Blue. He doesn't like you today anyway. maybe it would be fine to not have Blue. Well, I usually like hunting with Blue. Blue Regard is one of my most trustworthy companions. I just don't know what's up with him today. He's running off away from us. He's got that scared look, right, with his tail between his legs? Yes, he is very frightful. No, he's frightened. There's a difference. Right, what did I say? You said frightful. Well, it is all the same. No, I don't think it is. I don't know. I don't think it's there anymore. You know, Van Helsing, these vampires and their what? Well, you got me saying it now. Ah ha ha! I got you. I got you. It's true, you did get me. Okay. They are Draculas. We all know they're Draculas. We don't have to worry about that. Yeah. Now, I forgot what I was talking about. We were talking about the weaknesses of vampires, right? No, we were talking about the weakness of Draculas. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I get it. You're mixing me up today, Van Helsing. This is why I usually work alone, you know? It's stuff like this that makes me want to lead a cult without any cultists in it. Usually I have the off-putting personality. I don't understand what's going on here today. But that makes two of us. Doesn't it just? Yeah. Usually I'm joined by the voices in my head, you know? And they're very good people, the voices in my head. But they don't usually have a physical manifestation like you do, you know? I had to summon you specially, just to get you here. And I don't know when that summoning is going to come undone. Maybe it never will. Maybe you will be with me for life. And you'll get a sort of second life out of this, Van Helsing. And we can hunt Draculas all through Transylvania for another lifetime. I'm sure the church would love that. If you think about it, the church probably hasn't had any vampire hunters in maybe 100 years. Although I'm pretty sure that there were still people in Romania and the like performing anti-vampire, anti-what? Anti-Dracula. Yeah. Anti-Dracula burials up until like the 19th century. So we're only talking about 200 years here. It is true. I have seen some of these practices before. People shoot bullets through coffins with their muskets. Yeah, that was one of the customs. I read about that. I always thought that was strange, right? Like they're not firing gold bullets like you told me to. They're firing these, I guess, lead shot. Yeah. Is lead one of those things that can kill vampires? They can kill Draculas, that's for sure. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things, right? Like some of these some of these things I was reading about, they don't make a lot of sense, right? Like I was reading about corpses being buried upside down to confuse them when they, woke up as Draculas. They would end up digging downwards forever instead of digging up into the bright daylight. Do you think that would work, Van Helsing? Did you ever do something like that? No, I never did anything like that. That sounds ridiculous. That probably would not work. If you think about it, a vampire, a what? A Dracula, has a natural sense of direction. They are like pigeons, they have little bits of metal in their skull, and they can naturally align themselves like a compass. Is that true? I didn't know that. You are such a wealth of wisdom, Van Helsing. I've never heard about half of these things you're talking about tonight, and I like to think of myself as an educated man. I've studied a lot of theology as the leading cultist of the Aegis insect of the Aegis Cult, but I've never heard about vampires or Draculas, or the fact that Draculas had, little bits of metal in their skull. Can you imagine? Like, I know pigeons do that, right? Like, pigeons and other flock birds, they have this amazing ability to orient themselves in space because they have these little bits of metal in their skulls, right? Yeah. But I've never heard of that happening in something like the undead. Yes. It is true. It is a little known fact. So you have to be careful when you're using it. If you know it, then you seem suspicious. If you think about it, who should know these facts other than a famed vampire hunter? A what hunter? A Dracula hunter? Or a Dracula himself? That's a good point. Any information that a specialist will have will also be held by the Draculas themselves. That's a good call. I have to be very mindful of that, don't I? Yeah. It makes perfect sense, though. Any Draculas out there would have the same information that a specialist like you would have. Yeah. It is true, you have to be very careful with what you tell people. If you're unsure of whether they are Dracula or not. I see some more animals over there. Do you think they're, potential thralls? Every animal is a potential thrall. We must be ever mindful to free as many as possible. That's a good call.
Stay there.
Alright, stay here, Blue. We're gonna take a look over there and see what we can see. Do you see it, Blue? Yeah, I see the body forms. There's one right there. It's a big one, Blue. Let's take a breath. We missed. We missed again. I don't know, Dracula. I don't know. You might have won this time. Seek a deer. I am seeking a deer. That's true. I'm sorry, Van Helsing. I let the thralls get away. These things will happen, you know. It's
Come here.
not always easy to hunt a Dracula. 1, 2... no Dracula for you. Yeah, I guess we have to look on the bright side of life, right? Unfortunately, I think this area is going to be very
Who's a good dog?
scared and spooked out. There probably aren't going to be any more thralls here now that they know I'm hunting them. We should clear out of here really quickly, right? It is a good idea to look for flesh in a fresher hunting ground. Did you say look for flesh? I did indeed say look for fresh. No, did you say flesh? No, no? Oh, okay. That's fine then, I'm sure we'll get there somewhere. I don't know, Vlad. Van? What? I'm losing it. I've got too many voices in my head today. Yes, I was going to say, it is very crowded in here. I count at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 personalities. And I have to say, I am not used to sharing a body with so many people. Yeah, you'll get used to it with time. It took me a while. Like, this isn't even my body. I descended myself into the body of a person who already had multiple personalities in him. It was a very easy thing to do. This vessel is really receptive to it. Adding the souls of new, souls, I guess. I really do feel like there is something strange about this forest, though. I can't put my finger on it. Like, looking at these trees makes me feel uncomfortable. It's like the branches are moving independently, or not at all, of the major trunks of the trees. Truly an evil force is at play here. I can't think of anything else that would do that. Do you see how they shake like that? It feels like I'm in an impressionistic painting of sorts. Like, these leaves don't even look like leaves. It's very off-putting, and I feel very uncomfortable being here. Is that also the effect of Dracula's corpse nearby? It is true that Dracula's corpse is going to emit evil across this forest, but the plants themselves are not receptacles of evil. Although they may be tainted by evil, they are themselves pure. I see. That reminds me another one of those common weaknesses of Draculas. I've heard that Draculas, they're weak to wooden objects, right? Like the crucifix and crosses. Is that true? Well, you know, it isn't just a crucifix or crosses. It is very much the wood. The wood really matters when you are dealing with Dracula. You want to use mahogany or ebony or cycad wood if you want to destroy the vampire. And cycad being the best. Cycads, I've never heard of cycads. Oh, wait, aren't those like the nearly extinct ancient species of tree that predated like deciduous trees? Aren't there only like one species of living cycad? Are you sure that you could get cycad trees like all the way in like Europe like this, in Transylvania of all places? I'm pretty sure those are like Asian in origin, the only living cycads. Well, you know, holy things are not easy to find. It is the fact that they are so hard and that they are so rare that, you know, God favored them, but not everywhere, just where they are. Do you see that? There's another one. Yes, I see it. Make sure you kill it this time. We need to release its soul. That's a fox. Anything could be a Dracula. Unethical hunt shot with a license. I am sure it is fine. Yeah, it's true. Like, we're saving the world from Draculas, and I get fined for an unethical hunt? What are you talking about? Well, let's drink its blood. Oh, the blood is gross. Oh, we should have shot it somewhere else. This is awful. I guess we shot it in the gut, and all of this spilled out. That's not great. It's a very strange looking fox, isn't it? This animal can't be bagged. Well, I guess that means we saved it, right? I'm pretty sure we saved it. This is a good deed, right? Yeah. Now it can no longer be a thrall, isn't that right? We drank the blood, we performed the ritual. It is no longer possible to be enthralled by Draculas. That is correct. There is no more chance of this red fox being consumed by the power of a Dracula. It is now free to wander the world as if God intended. That's a nice thought, yeah. Only, only I don't think it's gonna be moving too much from there. We can't really patch it back up either. That's unfortunate. This really is off-putting, like the way these trees wiggle and jiggle like this. Can I get a closer look at that? Yeah. Yeah, this is great. I'm pretty sure I'm not under the influence of any substances that would make me feel like I'm in an impressionistic painting. I feel bad for the voices in my head that have to look at that. I'm sure it looks just as bad for them as it does for me. Yeah. What are you doing over there, Blue?
Come.
Yeah. Such a scaredy cat. Well, he's a dog. I don't know, Van Helsing. It looks like we did good work today, you know? We got, 2 thralls of the Draculas, a grey wolf, and a fox, right? I think that's pretty good. We are saving this forest one animal at a time, and, we didn't find the major Dracula, so I have to imagine, the prophecy still hasn't come true, and I don't think it will. I think we've done enough work that Dracula will not revive himself in our mortal plane. Yes, there is no risk of a Dracula reviving himself in this mortal plane. It is true. Dracula's curse has been broken. You've done very well, Brother Id. I am so proud of you as the famed Dracula hunter, Van Helsing. You have done a fantastic job. I hope that you remember these lessons for when you next have to fight a Dracula. Yeah, I'm gonna take these lessons with me well into the future. It's been such a great learning opportunity to learn about Draculas from you, and I think that the world isn't ready for it, you know? The world isn't ready for the knowledge you've given me. I'll have to be very careful with whom I share that knowledge. Otherwise, we risk Draculas out there figuring out that we humans now know their weaknesses, including moonlight, the metal gold, cycad wood, stakes through the brain, and even water. Yeah. So all of these are common weaknesses for Draculas. It's good to know. I wouldn't have figured it out on my own. And I don't think anyone else would have either. This is the kind of expertise that was really lost over the last couple hundred years because of the advent of technology, right? Now, before we close up this hunt for Draculas and their minions, I have to ask you something. Do you think that there are any modern weapons that could destroy Draculas, as well as ancient weapons of your trade? No! There are no modern weapons that could destroy a Dracula like the ancient weapons of the trade. You must rely on the old faithful methods, such as cycad wood and mustard seeds. Mustard seeds? Yes, mustard seeds. You know, uh, when I was a young man back in Transylvania, we would put mustard seeds on the roofs of a house in order to protect it from the Draculas. No, you're messing with me. There's no way that that's a real thing. Yes, you're right. I am only joking with you. There is no such custom as to use mustard seeds. That would be silly, wouldn't it?
That's a good dog.
Did you hear something? No. I did not hear any thralls over there. Did you? No, I didn't either. Well, I had a fantastic time. Thank you for summoning me back to this mortal plane. But I think I need to go to the night and, hunt vampires. Hunt what? Draculas? You really are a simple man, Id. I have to wonder if perhaps you aren't a little soft in the head. Yeah, people tell me that all the time. It truly is a strange thing. But I'll let you go. And now that I've summoned you, I'm sure you could find a mortal body to inhabit. Just do me a favor, okay? When you go out and you leave my body, keep hunting the Draculas out there. Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah. Yeah, keep hunting the Draculas out there, and the world be a safer place. Yeah. Alright, brother Id. Thank you again. I hope you take my learnings and use them wisely. Farewell for now, brother Id. I will see you again next time. Yeah, there he goes, off into the night. I had a lot of fun. I'm kinda clipping there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. This will conclude the hunt for Draculas. I know we only got 2 Dracula thralls, but that's actually pretty good when you're hunting Draculas in Transylvania, and you only spend about an hour doing it. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. But this is where we're gonna be ending it, yeah. Yeah. I'll see you all next time. But for now, it out.